Good afternoon, everyone, and a very, very warm welcome to this session. My name is Meenakshi Oberoi, and I'm the CEO of Deep Pedagogics, and I am here to present to you meeting the objectives of national education policy using Microsoft tools. It's an amazing thing to see, teachers and school leaders in such large numbers joining us, and I'm absolutely grateful for you to have spared this time to meet us today. Today, my focus is going to be one of the hottest topics, which is the national education policy. It's been here since 2020, and at least in 2024, let's be confident and move ahead and talk about it. But before we do that, we started this session a little late so that we can accommodate many more people who are going to join in. They're just about reaching home, and we had a request that please give us at least 3 to 4 minutes extra because they about this time they reach home. So warm welcome from wherever you are joining. And with me, as always, I have Duhita Parmar, who will be monitoring and moderating the chat window. So please keep it absolutely alive. And today is going to be a lot of talk, and I would want to hear loads from you. So I'll allow Duhita to say hello to you before I move onwards.
Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm hello since the temperatures are soaring. And yes, thank you so much for joining in such large number. Please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat window. We would love to know from which part of the country you have joined in with us. It always brings in a smile on the face. Uh, Happy learning and a nice session ahead. Please keep pouring in your queries or anything, your thoughts, especially in the chat window. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Duhita, for reminding us of this heat. And here you go. Have a big scoop from my side for those of you who are just stepping in from outdoors because this is something that is absolutely needed. And I think I need to chill you out before I talk about something as serious, or according to at least, the world, as serious as NEP 2020 and NCF 2023. I'm not sure why the term serious is used along with it, but yes, I have heard that before, and I wouldn't deny that. This is something that we definitely need to talk about because the National Education Policy 2020 and the National Curriculum Framework of 2023 emphasize on the importance of transforming education. And that is exactly what is happening in each and every school of ours using the Microsoft tools. And how are we really supporting and enhancing educational practices is what we're going to talk about. But before I start with all of that, I have a question for you. My question to you is, what are the top three or the top three key objectives that come to your mind? Share with us the top three key objectives that come to your mind when we say NEP 2020 or NCF 2023. It's a very important conversation to have with you. Therefore, I'm just going to share with you. Just keep thinking about it, and I'm going to share a kind of a form or a poll in the chat window, and you can please go ahead and share your responses over there. So keep thinking the top three words that come to your mind because I would love to hear from you. What is it that you would want to share with us today? So as I progress further, you will see these words being unpacked, and I definitely would want to capture your thought on that. So I'm giving you this word cloud, which has this question. Just give me 1 minute, and I'm giving you this in your chat window and will also showcase here. 1 second. I'm just posting it. I've launched it. So it should be there in your chat window. Please go ahead and check the chat window. You should have seen the question come up. What are the top three key objectives that come to your mind when you hear the word? Thank you, Nitish, for sharing, skill development. Go ahead and share it in the form. I would love to see your responses coming in the form because it's interesting to see what are the main words that pop up over here. Skill development is something that I'm posting for you, but really, I would love to see your responses. Holistic development. Yes, all the big words that you can think of, go ahead and throw them here. Would love to, share all these words. education strategies, overall development of the learner, activities. Nice. Really big ones, huh? So, life skills, yes, competency based learning. Oh my God. I mean, that one, I tell you. Here you go. Keep posting your responses. I'm posting most of your responses that you're giving me. I would love for you to go ahead and post those. You will be able to see our, it's getting populated beautifully. And I can see it. I don't know whether you've been able to catch it or not, but I'm also going to go ahead and pin it for you so that you can find it. Okay, I've pinned it. I have about 37 responses there. Fantastic. Keep them coming, and I have 42 now. There you go. Duita, can you see the responses coming in on the screen now? Else I'll have to share. Do you see the responses coming in?
As of now, waiting for the responses.
Okay, so I can actually share my screen once again and share with you the responses. Hold on. I have about 51 responses here. Fantastic. Look at the throw of words. Oh, wow. Okay. Mm,
Meenakshi ma'am, I think we'll have to reshare the screen, as on the screen we are able to see the slide only,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. I'm
question.
just sharing. So
Yeah,
I'm just
thank you so much.
looking at, yeah, I'm just looking at, this poll, and I want to see the responses coming in here. Hold on. Do you all see the responses? Not yet? No worries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen once again, like Dutta said, and I will try and show you what the responses are. So they're getting populated here. Back to the question. I'm not closing it. I'm not exporting, but I want to see the detailed result. Here you go. Look at that. Holistic development, flexible, 21 CLD, competency-based learning, digital transformation, skill development, critical thinking. Wow, the list is endless. Yes, exactly. Look at those repetitively used words, right? So I'm going to export these because these are a great view for me, and I'm going to keep them with me to see what is it that we are looking at. So yes, please keep pouring in your responses. I would love to show you all the responses from over here. I'm not closing this. Okay, so do keep sharing, please. All right, so as we move further over here, allow me to once again share my screen, and just a minute. Yeah, I'm going to share my screen once again and take you onwards from here. Loved it when you all responded to those to the most important question here, and please do share these beautiful thoughts on the social media because it's very important. We forget to share our thoughts, our knowledge, our understanding with others, and that's extremely important. We must. So let's decipher this for a minute. Allow me to speak to you about this. These two words are foundational documents that actually outline our entire vision. And they emphasize on creating a more, I'm going to pick up your words, that have come in: holistic, flexible, multidisciplinary, probably skill development or skill oriented education, and that can cater to a diverse need of learners and prepare them for the challenges of 21st century that you have mentioned. So if I were to put it in a cluster, I would actually put it under three major clusters. Also, looking at your responses, I think this is a cluster that just matched with your thoughts. And the beautiful part is that we do have a clear understanding of what the objectives are. So the key objectives for me for today's discussion would be holistic education, multidisciplinary learning, and skill oriented education. So these are the three broad windows under which I'm clubbing everything. And we are going to, in the light of these, view what is it that we are going to go ahead and explore. So under holistic, we will see look at the well-rounded curriculum and how Microsoft lends to it, emphasis on mental health, Well, people think that this maybe is not really taking care of something, but no, this is absolutely something that is on top of our mind at Microsoft. And value-based education, how are we going to do that? Well, hold on, I'm going to talk about it, right? And then we have multidisciplinary learning, under which we are going to talk about interdisciplinary projects. And you'll say, that's something that we do a lot. But we're going to talk about more, and how can you bring in more experiential learning? Yes, that will be a part of this as well. And to develop problem solving attitudes, I would not just call them skills, I would call them attitudes. So, flexible curriculums, are they really possible in our fixed curriculum scenarios? Yes, they are. How? We're going to talk about it. Collaborative learning. I think this is something, the first and the third points are something that you will say, yeah, I think this is something that we are acing. So great. Let's see if I'm able to lend more to it or not. And of course, the third, set of discussion is going to be on skill-oriented education. We're going to focus on vocational training, and you'll say, really, with Microsoft tools? Yes. 21st century skills, most of you are very confident about it, and I'm very happy and glad, and I always share with communities outside of Microsoft communities that you should look at the way our MI experts and the entire showcase school community thrives on these 21st century skills. So kudos to you. Big round of applause for all of you to have aced 21st century, embraced 21st century skills, and literally fostered, adopted, and adapted them in your curriculum. So, yeah, fantastic. However, there's always more when we talk about it, right? So I'm going to talk about that piece as well. And I'm going to talk about internships and apprenticeships. Now, these are the two words that I'm sure you're going to look forward to the most. However, I'm going to start, with where does Microsoft stand with all of this, in the picture? Very simple. Microsoft is one connected experience. Okay, it's one experience for students where they don't have to step out of this environment for any kind of teaching learning. If you look at the image in front of you, I think it just sums up, and I don't need to say anything more. The way in which Microsoft tools can support this transformative goals of any and NEP and NCF is it's up to you how far you can take it. But educators can actually leverage a variety of these tools, and many ways. Many of these are, well, not many. I would rather say right now all of these are powered by by AI. So I'm not sure the core of discussion, what the core of discussion should be, but I would definitely want to focus on how to enhance teaching learning practices using these. So to begin with, I'm going to go for the well-rounded curriculum, as we call it. So what is this well-rounded curriculum? How do Microsoft tools allow for a well-rounded curriculum to happen? My first thing when I introduced Microsoft tools or Office 365 when they used to be to people was that this is one place where if I, as a curriculum writer or a curriculum designer, have to sit down, I actually can see vertical and horizontal alignment of curriculum happening right in front of me. Why and where? It is all visible in OneNote notebook. I'm absolutely an ardent fan of OneNote notebook. I'm the kind of person in front of me, if everything is organized, I think I can organize myself better. So I have used OneNote for over years to actually, rely on that heavily to see if I can leverage and see my entire curriculum in one go, from literally from kindergarten or even early years to grade 12 and beyond. If I can see where my students are going, this is one thing that just keeps everything in one place. So I'm a major time believer of user of OneNote for this wholesome look on of what you want to look at. So when we work at the pedagogics, when we work with schools, we always encourage them that please go ahead and create a OneNote notebook. That's the first thing that we do for your curriculum alignment. You first need to see what is happening where, and many times you will see there are so many overlaps that those overlaps are something that you need to fill in with. And then even if you have to fit in something new, you need to rely on a very holistic view of what you have in front of you. And of course, there's more. So, looking at the digital transformation framework that Microsoft offers to modernize these classrooms, three major things, three major objectives here. Number one, enhancing of outcomes with student-centered learning. Now that rings a bell with NEP and NCF. You can make the most of the time with innovative tools. Now if you're not leveraging that, that is something that you definitely need to see, because utilizing the investments that the school have made, not just of money but of time, energy, today's technologies can actually prepare you in such a way that you're not only saving time, you're sparking creativity, you're not spending most of your time, classroom time, uh, you know just managing or administrating. You're actually using that or giving it back to students to do so much more. And that's exactly what Microsoft tools tell you. We never talk about just tools as in tools. We say, and we always come to offer to say, use these tools to have a very well-rounded curriculum. See how these tools can use you. Look at the pedagogy behind these tools. For example, or any of these. For example, how many of you use whiteboard for sketch noting, for probably brainstorming? Post-COVID, most of us have stopped using. Now, stacking of ideas is something that needs to happen. So it can either happen in OneNote or whiteboard. How many of us know that whiteboard can be sent, it can be saved and sent as a collaborative tool. And as the groups are doing their group work, they can continue to do that all the time. Every classroom uses KWL. How many times have you used a Microsoft form for KWL and then presented it in front of the class to see the results? Now, those are the kind of practices that you're going to look at. And all the things that we're going to talk about today will give you ideas about how to present your showcase school applications with a different, bent of mind or a different angle for that matter. It's very important that we think about the progress that we have made, the maturity level that we have achieved each year when Microsoft asks us to submit our, Microsoft Showcase School applications. We still, June is yet to come and this applications are yet to open up. So it's a good idea to just sit down and take a stock of where all has your school used these kind of tools in your classrooms. And I'm quite sure that you're using, but it's very scattered. It needs to come together. Here's my favorite one, my OneNote notebook. And on this page, you can see on the left side menu, it is such a rich menu. It's not just my students in one class notebook. I have different notebooks over here which hold different types of materials. Now, even if it is reading progress that I'm using in my classroom, there's a complete notebook or a plan for it. How am I using it? Where am I going to use it? Why am I going to use it? So if you look at this particular, notebook of mine, if your notebooks are not that rich, we are missing out on a great opportunity. We need to actually take a look at our OneNote notebooks to see how we are using them and how is it that we can use them differently. I would, if I were you and someone asked me, so what's going on in your school? Can you just give me a glimpse of it? I know it is very difficult, and we spend nights and days to actually showcase this kind of material to anybody. But imagine if this were all in one place, it would be so much simpler, isn't it? If one were to see what is happening in my class, I would simply just show them my OneNote notebook and say, there you go, that's a beautiful glimpse of what's happening. And a person who's looking at it will, without your explanation, understand really great work happening in this school at least. Yeah. So, talking about holistic education, I want to emphasize on the second aspect of holistic education, and that is the mental health and value-based education, a combination of tools. The role of Microsoft tools in value based education is humongous. Again, it is only about how we have been able to explore it. Value based education, what does it aim for? Is it is to instill moral and ethical values in students and ensure that they become well rounded individuals who are not really just knowledgeable, but also socially responsible and empathetic. Look at all our tools. Even this meeting will have a pop up popping up to say, this is being recorded, and therefore in case you're not comfortable, please let us know. It is the whole fabric of Microsoft that ensures digital safety, security, responsible usage, and being empathetic towards others. So Microsoft's tools can play a significant role in integrating these values and ethics into your teaching process simply by making a mention of it while you're using this. At least the students are aware. Most of the times we just start using the tool. We do not speak about these kind of pieces. It's important that we do. Enhancing the overall education experience is important. Supporting the development of these crucial attributes and attitudes is important. Therefore we must pause to have an facilitating an ethical discussion and reflection both. Teachers can facilitate these discussions using Microsoft Teams. You can go for it using using Flip. I would love to hear a student's voice talking or debating or reflecting on what are the ethical dilemmas that they have. Have you really found time to do that? You don't need to find it within your school hours. You can actually send it out as a piece for students to ponder over, probably over a weekend, send it on a Friday, have a discussion in the class for about 5 minutes every day, and pick up a new piece to have a discussion. As a class teacher, you're responsible. As a school leader, you're responsible. As a academic coordinator, it is your responsibility to bring in that, bring out the ethical dilemmas, promote critical thinking and moral reasoning among students. We don't have to brush it under the carpet. You could have a kind of a casual chat, in Teams. It is a very safe chat. Initiate a chat about what are your thoughts about, moral reasoning. What do you think these two words mean to you? A simple chat like that can actually enable interactive, engaging discussions, which are going to form a lifelong impact on the minds of these students. Flip Students can use Flip as one of the tools to not only share thoughts but also reflect and share practices. What is it that I did? Not just say that this is what should be done. No, articulate it. Articulate through your beliefs. Articulate through your practices. Share your perspectives and help others listen to you, understand your perspective, and learn from you. So those are some of the things that you could, think about bridging aligning the goals of NEP and NCF using these tools. So these tools are going to facilitate that learning. Another big way could be Minecraft. I'm a huge fan of Minecraft, and you all know that, right? Why I like it so subtly through scenarios and simulations, it can actually teach you empathy and social responsibility. So, for example, the students are engaged in a project that simulates a community building or environmental conservation or disaster response. Now, all these activities help students understand the importance of working together for a common goal, which is for good for people, and will have their actions will have an impact on the world around them, and that impact is huge. I have to make a mention, and I cannot move forward without making a mention of Kamla Nehru Public School, who picks up a new project, a UN SAG project each year. And look at the way they're working on peace this year. It is absolutely amazing, starting from a simple Skype in the classroom project to making it that big on the global scenario. Hats off to them. They're discussing different cultural and global issues. They're fostering a sense of global citizenship and empathy. They're taking virtual tours. You have speaker sessions. It's amazing to see that real world context is being brought for ethical and ethical and social issues are being discussed. And all of us have a responsibility of character building and character education and moral development towards our students. It's very easy to say that in a particular scenario, there was cheating that happened, there was disrespect that happened, there was dishonesty that happened. Students are not feeling responsible enough, or they're not kind to each other. Well, if they're not, it is a reflection of the exercises that we are fostering in our schools. It's not a reflection of what the student does, it is a reflection of what we might not have paused to teach them. It is a reflection of bringing in that time for the student to internalize these values, and also, probably take a digital journal, as a OneNote notebook as a digital journal, or a Sway as a digital journal. And believe you me, this is happening in many schools. Many of our schools have shared amazing examples. So while you are sharing your Microsoft Showcase School applications or MI Expert applications, if you have examples like this where you have regular reflections that are being reinforced, and that too if you have moral lessons or self-awareness plans, or personal growth plans, please share those. It is a great reflection of how you've been able to use technology to promote and foster these important skills. Ethical use of technology, I think, is extremely important. Every school has their own policies and procedures around how we can cultivate digital citizenship, and what is the ethical use of technology that must happen in the school. We invite experts to host sessions in our schools, but what is most important here is, are we really uh, looking at how are we going to revisit those policies or co-design or co-draft these policies with our students and teachers and parents. Everybody is a part of your community. If you have a sway about your policy, if you have a OneNote notebook page, if you have a Teams that is, and there is a special access for parents and families, you can actually start these conversations there, co-create that policy document or have your policy document out and open. After all, your parents and your students and your staff and teachers are a part of your education community. Keep it open for them, make it visible, pin it to say, this week we're going to have a discussion on our technology policies and we want to reframe. Help us do that. Let suggestions come in from every corner. Or you want to make it simpler, have a Microsoft form created, uh, create surveys to have an understanding of what does ethical issues and digital citizenship mean to parents and students. What are the kind of challenges that they face? You'll be able to gauge the kind of awareness that each one of those stakeholders have, and then you can guide them further. So we're not saying that you're going to create some new values here. What we're trying to tell you is the values that you're trying to inculcate, these technology can be used to make these visible. Number two, incorporate stories, case studies, historical events that highlight the ethical and moral values. You can use multimedia aids to make it interesting, create an impact, or probably a memorable event, or probably a memorable journal that is created over months, over weeks, with the help of parents and students to say how we promoted or spoke about ethical uh, uh, leadership is how we fostered in our school. So bring out those dilemmas, exemplify the strong values, have community service projects running, and I'm sure you do, but just try and link it with a value-based education, and please talk more about it. Foster a collaborative environment that values teamwork and collaborative effort, and highlight the good work that is being done. So it's extremely important, and I cannot emphasize enough on this. Also, as a part of both of these charters, would be that we all belong to different cultures and backgrounds, and reinforcing the value of inclusivity and empathy is extremely important. So, there are a range of tools that you could actually bring together to integrate values and ethics into your teaching process. And I can assure you that you will see a stronger community coming out, which is more which is developing into a very socially responsible and empathetic society, and which are well prepared to contribute positively to the society. And I hope these words have helped you. Think it's time to take a minute to notice your breath. So go ahead and notice your breath. How are you breathing right now? 5 more breaths and find out how are you feeling right now. It's important to pause at the right place to think about, am I breathing too fast? Am I breathing too slow? Am I anxious? Do I really want to pause and think and ponder? Or do I really want to hop further to know more? You could be feeling any which way, and every feeling is valid. Every feeling that you had right now in your mind is is something that belongs to you, and we must all respect it. So imagine if I would have created a reflect here, given that to you, and would have seen a result of breathing exercise like this. I think it just makes me more intelligent about how is my audience feeling right now. Yeah. So these are some of the things, and imagine it gives you a broad, view of where your audience are right now. Isn't it an amazing exercise to do? Yeah, think about it. Any thoughts? Duhita, I'm going to pause here. If there are any questions and thoughts in the chat window, please. And please do share because it's important for me to hear from you as well as I share my thoughts with you because there's nothing written in stone. These are just thoughts and we're just floating with these thoughts.
As of now, Meenakshi ma'am, I don't see anything in the chat window. So, okay. So we have one thought by Parul Chaturvedi ma'am. It's going great. Uh, Thank you so much.
Thank you, Parul ma'am. It's so important for me to just know you're all listening and understanding. Okay, moving to the next one, multidisciplinary, my favorite. Interdisciplinary projects, flexible curriculum, collaborative learning. Haven't we heard that so many times? Yeah. So let's talk about just project based learning and critical thinking right now. What all tools do you use in while you are using project based learning or you're engaging students in critical thinking? Go ahead, a throw of words in the chat window. What all tools do you use during project based learning? Share with me, please.
Meenakshi ma'am, we have,
Responses, yes, please.
yeah, we have Kumuda ma'am sharing self-learning,
Mm-hmm.
teams, flip, Wakelet, Ramya Sriram ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Just waiting for some more to pop up.
Yes, please. You should have a
Learning,
more of.
yeah,
Hmm.
learning with doing, collaboration, Kahoot, quiz, teamwork, Teams, PowerPoint, Forms, OneNote, Office 365 for collaboration, Teams, OneDrive, Wakelet, case study, Whiteboard for collaboration, experiential learning, augmented reality, resource materials.
Isn't it absolutely awesome to see all our tools have just about started pouring in? So, yes, it gives us added confidence to say that. And I'm really glad to see so many tools coming in. Well, there's more to it. I think just about last month, I had hosted a session on PBL excellence and Microsoft Tools role in it. Here's something that you could do that is off today. What you've been doing is amazing. But like I said, every time we come back to this room, we must have a next factor. So here you go. We are here to talk about the kind of projects. So you could start with Microsoft Copilot. Raise your hand if you haven't heard of Copilot. Honestly, if you haven't heard, you need to try it like right now. Okay. So, yes, it is an amazing tool. It can leverage. Sunita, ma'am, you have not heard of it? Oh my God. I wish I could just take you there and show you everything. Actually, I can. So, allow me to just go through this and I will share with you something totally amazing. So, what I'm looking at is starting with Microsoft Copilot. Okay. What you can do is you can go ahead and think about more ideas. All of us are experts, but sometimes even we get stuck. Therefore, we need something totally amazing for us to actually go through and, use as a referral point. So I'm going to give you the blog link as well, and I'm going to take you right now to Microsoft Copilot. Here's the blog. If you haven't read this, you must read this, please. Okay. So when you go to Copilot, I'm going to take one of these ideas over here. Yeah. I'm going to pick up one of the prompts from here to show you how this works. Let's say I'm going to take this. So I'm going to go to Copilot .microsoft.com. It's super simple. Okay. I'm going to sign in and please do sign in because otherwise your chats would not be saved. Look at mine. They're all saved over here. Now, this is your uh, chat GPT. plus plus plus, because when you type anything over here and you have to type a really good prompt. So I will just try it for you. um Act like a grade 6 teacher, uh, and draft ideas for project topics based on learning topics and student interest in UNSDGs. Um, I'm just going to keep it very broad, but your prompt has to be like super strong to get you an excellent result. And as a part of our training sessions, we do, talk about all of this. This is giving me more ideas of what I could do. It's your buddy. It's your teacher who's going to think with you, who's going to help you think more. So it's an amazing tool. If you haven't tried this yet, you have to try this. Okay. So as students and you are struggling with more ideas on what is it that I can do with UNSDG, everybody's doing something similar. You could actually look at it. And the most beautiful part is in ChatGPT, you do not get references or bibliography. Here, with every sentence over here, you will get bibliography. If you want to read further about it, you could actually go ahead and go to that website to know more. Number two, I like the Clean Idea project. Now you like this, or if you want more examples, go for it. This buddy of yours is not going to get tired, and this buddy of yours is going to go on and help you till you're actually exhausted with great ideas, and you can actually go ahead and implement these in your classroom. It's an amazing tool. We are hosting Summer Summit, and we're going to talk about leveraging AI in teaching learning. This is going to happen from June 13th to 15th. If you haven't registered till now, please do. We are going to talk about AI and how to take it to class, not just introduce tools, but give you practical examples like this and train you into using tools. You have the opportunity to become AI enthusiastic educators, AI explorer educators, and AI accelerator educators. So look forward to that. Duhita ma'am will drop a link in the chat window. And I'm going to continue on my topic because it's super heavy today. And I'm going to show you a few things and I'm just going to go ahead and talk about more. So the link to the blog is something that I'm going to give you in the chat window. You can go ahead and read that blog after this session today. Don't go away right now, obviously. Stay with me. I would love to talk more. Okay, here you go. Here's the blog link. And I'm going to talk to you through it. So let's say you're brainstorming ideas. You use Microsoft Copilot. So you're actually using artificial intelligence to help you jumpstart on a project. This is not called cheating. This is called brainstorming with a system that is intelligent, and we are able to move to the next step much faster. Collaborate with Microsoft Teams, create your channels, create your teams, have multiple teams running in those projects, enhance your research using Search Coach, one of my favorite tools. You need a tool to validate what you're looking at, the kind of date stamped or country or domains that you're picking up data from. You really need to use Search Coach. Next, use Flip. Use Microsoft Form, use Microsoft Reflect to monitor the progress or encourage the positive team. Now, if I were you, and of course, the last of all, showcase this work using PowerPoint, Sway, Speaker Coach as you like it. Now, if I were you, I would also add Microsoft Designer to it to create original images so that we're looking at creativity at its best. So let's say if I were a teacher in project-based learning, I would not only look at these aspects, I would look at every student having a responsibility of using these tools, that too on a rotation, so that we shouldn't be like, hey, you make PowerPoints really well. Why don't you wait till we reach the last point? And the other one says that, okay, I'm going to use Microsoft Teams to keep you informed. I'm going to be the timekeeper. Gone are the days when you would only have just one job to do in a group work. You are a multitasker. So yes, please go ahead and, do what you have to do. So here's the link to the blog. Please do read it. Okay. Building collaborative environments is something like it works like the back of our hand in this. Adoption and usage reports are available. As an admin, as a school leader, you must have a view of what is our adoption score. I cannot emphasize enough on the importance of this score. Where will you get it? admin of your schools of M365 have this access. This will give you a window into or a peek into what is the kind of usage that is happening. Not only in terms of, I'm again going to share my screen, and I never shy away from sharing my own dashboard with you because it's important. Let's say I'm the admin of my, organization. Obviously, I am. When you look at this, you get usage reports. Not sure if you have seen them, but the reports are right here. Now, when you click on reports, you have an adoption score. What do you mean by adoption score? It gives a score to my company. Don't look at my company score because I've made many dummy accounts as well. Yeah. It tells you what is the communication level in your school. Now, this is what Microsoft should be. You should be sharing with Microsoft and also be presenting where you in your forums where you go and present data about NEP or NCF. So don't just talk about it. Present this data. Show them how deeply we are using or how widely we are using these tools to actually build in, boost productivity. Look at the kind of content collaboration that happens. Look at the kind of communication that happens, the meetings that we have. So don't look at my scores, but do take a look at your scores. My account is used for different purposes, therefore it will not meet this kind of a criteria. But you see this Microsoft 365 apps health. I have a score of 89 out of 100. I know you guys have just seen class 10 and 12 results. No, it's not compared to that. But look at the percentage of device usage, current usage. Yeah. It is very encouraging for me to see that, even in my organization, most of the people are actually making sure that the devices that you are looking at have current versions and that you're using this to boost your productivity. Your productivity features are being used. So this is a great indicator for me, and I absolutely love it. So please do take a look at these. Provide these scores to Microsoft also to have added confidence, for them to have added confidence in your ability. So it's such a small thing, but imagine it could go in such a long way to give you a peek into what's happening in your organization, and that is most important. So if there are any, and I'm sure there are many school leaders who have joined us, please go back to ask for this report today itself. It's important. For those of you who are new to Search Coach, here's just a glimpse. When you look for any of those sentences, something like this, one, it is a safe search. Two, it will give you searches which will give you that, when was this data populated? Which country does this belong to? What domains do you want to access? So if you want to limit the domains here, you can. And Search Coach is built within your Microsoft Teams, so you can use it. Yeah, if you're not using it. And of course, you will have search progress also coming in, which is giving you a complete peek into what are your students visiting, which websites are they visiting, what are the most popular search words that they have. You can customize these assignments, include citations, explanations, describe why you use this source, and ask your students to reflect also as to why these sources were used. Awesome tools, yeah, seriously awesome. I think I've talked enough about project-based learning, but however, I want to talk about flexible curriculums. What do we mean by flexible curriculum is that it allows our students to explore and pursue their interest while gaining these essential skills that they are across the multiple disciplines that they are learning through. Microsoft tools will provide you the necessary support and flexibility to implement this curriculum. They will not offer you just the curriculum, they will offer you support to facilitate this, so that you're able to ensure that there is personalized learning happening. There is an experience that is wholesome for a child, and how the educators can actually use these tools. So for a very personalized interdisciplinary adaptive curriculum is where we envision NEP 2020 and NCF 2023 goals to be met. By leveraging these tools, for example, Microsoft Teams, OneNote, Sway, Flip, AI powered assistant educators like Reading Progress, you can actually create a very dynamic and engaging experience for your students. And these are the approaches that ensure that the students are well prepared for the challenges that they might face tomorrow and thrive in this rapidly changing world. So it is important. And while you're looking at this screen, if you want to ask me, make code, Excel, what are we talking about and how are we going to use these? Let me give you something. There are multiple AI powered tools that can help you. But first, I want to take you into just Make Code and Excel and Minecraft, how they are actually helping us uh, to allow students to explore and pursue their interest while gaining these essential multidisciplinary skills. There are projects that float. For example, on 22nd of April 2024, there was a global movement of Earth Day that was launched, and this was to inspire students to become stewards of our planet. I had hosted a session where I'd introduced this. I'm not sure if you were a part of that or not, but information is still available about Earth Day because Earth Day is not just for one day. Let's face the fact that we have to call it. It's a call for action day, where we initiate new action each year, and take new probably I don't want to say oaths because they never kept. However, to initiate new engagements to save our planet. Here's a great way to maximize your impact on Earth Day lessons. You can elevate your lessons digitally and environmentally education with using search progress, create a passion for the planet using Minecraft education, share Earth Day projects, reflections, and ideas on Flip, harvest the future of Farm Beats. And if you haven't seen Farm Beats, I'm just going to give you a glimpse of what is Farm Beats. And you must take a look at these projects because these projects are available and accessible to you all. For example, when you go to Microsoft Learn, you will see Farm Beats available on Microsoft Learn. This is a student's project that can actually bring real life scenarios closer to them, and they can actually harness the capabilities of artificial intelligence and use the tools that we are only talking about in our classroom. It's a beautiful program for students that can actually put these modern techniques into the hands of students, and they will actually experience the impact of or gain a deeper understanding of how growth of crops is affected. We're not farmers, but I think we all eat food, right? So the basic methods of where we can help farmers in better decision making is something that we could look at and help our students. And there are amazing projects of our schools that come out. I do remember one coming out of DPS Ghaziabad International. Amazing projects coming out of other schools as well. There are sample projects available for you. All of this is available on Microsoft Learn, and you can actually promote experiential and active learning through these. These can actually, help you get into the thick of things. There is a complete student hub, and look at the number of projects. Now, this is where it is available. If you go to your educator center, please go to the tab that says instructor materials. You will find all these projects lined up over there. I'm not just bringing them out of the blue, they're all available. I'll drop a link in the chat window as well so that it becomes very handy for you to look for these projects, right? But I would urge you to please do take a look at it. Even if you can't find time in your school hours, you can actually drop these projects, collaborative projects, launch them virtually on Teams and help students utilize their summer vacations better to collaboratively work on this. Yeah. So, and of course, we have the BBC My World Global Curriculum available, talking about how do we make our curriculum flexible, more holistic. I would look at multiple curriculums and get inspired from them. Pick up certain pieces that are relevant for my curriculum, and have a crosswalk done over there. So there is loads that is available, and one of the surprises. Now, this might come as a surprise to you, but do you know that there is a Microsoft Sustainability Calculator available? This students can actually use to calculate carbon footprint in various activities and projects. And it is beautiful to see how you can actually look at your own daily usage and use this Microsoft Sustainability Calculator to see what the impact is, and then do something about it. So to foster creativity and innovation, I invite all of you to, not only use Minecraft, make code, sustainability calculator, or even our simple Excel. You know, Hack the STEM projects has one of the projects I remember where you can make a flexible hand. That is one of the projects that was rewarded. I remember again a girl from, and I think I'm talking off my head right now. Maybe I'm not putting the school in the right place, but there is a girl, again, I think from DPS Ghaziabad International. She had designed a gesture-led bed changing position for her grandmother who was bedridden and in a hospital, and she needed a bed like that. Imagine where these projects can take you. And I remember for the, there are multiple projects that have been shared with you over multiple calls. If you have any such projects where you have Microsoft tools you use, please do put it in your applications. It's very important to bring to forefront how are you using these tools. To foster creativity and innovation, one of my to go tools these days is Microsoft Designer. Oh, I love creating my original images, love bringing in smart learning into my classrooms. And I think AI literacy is crucial today, and we cannot ignore it anymore. And these technologies are increasingly being integrated into our daily lives. There is an urgent need for increase in AI literacy and AI integration in our strategic priorities, in our practices, policies, standards, and professional development days. And therefore, we bring you days like, the Summer Summit. I'm just going to talk about it in a minute and, take you there. But there are multiple opportunities for you. And the lowest hanging fruit, where I feel it's one of the most non-threatening environments, is that of Microsoft Whiteboard, one of the most underutilized tools, which I feel that we could actually take it to the next level and use a lot of ways, and it really needs to be utilized. The last piece is that of skill orientation. You're very familiar with 21st century skill. I'm just going to cruise through it, just cruise through it. But vocational training is integrated into education system to provide students a specific skill related to various probably professions, or various areas, or even fill in the academic gaps. Now, when I talk about academic gaps, the first thing that comes to my mind is reading progress. Yes, a couple of tools there. You all are familiar with reading progress, reading coach. I hope you know that there is AI integration that has happened now, and you can actually use generative AI within reading progress to generate original passages. Use this to personalize learning for students. They can actually help you choose the topic. There are multiple topics from which you can choose, and you can actually create an assignment. Not only that, you also have generative AI can be used to make comprehension questions as well. If you haven't, really been there, or you haven't been able to catch that particular webinar that I had hosted, we'll be happy to take you to a place where you can get this. So, all of that, you get insights in front of you. Now, personalized learning is something where you could actually touch every student's needs. If you're looking at a generic need that my class needs, probably a refresher on the action words, or let's say words ending with tion, or the I'm just being a little random here, but I'm just trying to give you examples, right? Then that's very generic. But if I'm able to zero in that this child reading the word, a simple word like landforms is struggling, and I need to give the student a help. I think Insights is your best friend to inform you that there is a problem somewhere and you need to address it. So, as a teacher, this brings to your attention the right piece. Similarly, speaker progress built in not only Microsoft Teams, I don't know whether you know about it or not, but I've actually used Speaker Progress today, Speaker Coach today. I'm going to get a report after this as to how I spoke. I know it's going to say you spoke very fast, but that's all right. And it's going to tell me if I used fillers, pitch, pronunciation, inclusiveness, repetitive learning. If this is not vocational training, then what is? You're actually progressing on this path to enable your students into and help them in the areas that they need. So that is something you could look at, drawing a line between vocational training and getting hands on with bridging the gaps in learning and practical applications. NEP 2020 doesn't just say that these should be just vocational subjects, but alongside that, academic studies as well. Little do we know how many poets, how many great readers, how many great writers are sitting in our classroom. So, not just the basic skills of carpentry or plumbing or electrical work that these, SDG projects or the project-based learning that I was talking about can help you brew. That is also a type of vocational training that you're giving to students. No one will ever in their homes try and use the copper wires to twist and make some working projects. It's your chance to help them work on more on advanced fields like IT, healthcare, finance. The entire piece of Internship and apprenticeships provide students hands-on experience in their chosen fields. I think I also have mentioned it multiple times that we host boot camps. For example, right now, student boot camps are being run by Adobe. We are giving them theoretical knowledge or practical application. I'm going to host a session on brand design or logo design. You'll say that this is really simple, but you will see the depth of knowledge that the students get out of these sessions are, these experiences are invaluable for these students for developing professional skills and gaining insights into industrial practices. We For the last 2 years, we've been hosting multiple interns. In fact, we've just wrapped up a whole project with the KVSs, where we were having these student interns come in and train teachers and students because they know something and they had the opportunity to apply their knowledge in real world settings. And yes, we do seek partnerships here. We've done multiple guidance and mentorship projects with multiple schools. So I'm sure you're doing certain things as well in your schools, and these hands-on experiences chosen in a field which really echoes with me, uh, takes you beyond the theoretical knowledge and the practical application, and it just gives you an insight into what the real world will look like. So yeah, these are important, and Microsoft community itself is huge. Today itself, just about an hour back, I could see a post by, I think, Alex or somebody. I can still pull it out and share with you. But he's asking for partnership. Please go ahead, partner up with schools across the globe and engage students in projects. I know it's added work on your platter, but I think it's our job to just bring in these kind of opportunities to our students, and we owe it to them. Literally, we owe it to them because tomorrow they're not just going to work in our school or their own office. They're going to have a global community where they will be interacting. And the first thing that these students are asked, where did you go to school? Before even asking, where did they go to college, they ask because these foundational skills are built in your schools, and you are the creators of that tomorrow for them, and therefore it is extremely important that we are able to offer these to them. Yeah. As a part of these trainings, the entire Microsoft suite that you allow them to use in your schools helps build this vocation. They are very proud when they sit in an environment where they go to an office and say, "Oh, you use these tools too," because little do they know that people across the globe are using these tools to run their offices, to do their everyday work and jobs. So it just gives them added confidence to know they know it already. Yeah. So take a look at Speaker Progress. It's an amazing tool. And, there are other projects like national writing projects, which are available on the Minecraft website. These projects can be launched in your school. They're all ready. They have lesson plans. They have resources. All you have to do is simply just take the leap to launch it in your schools. Last but not the least, I would want to touch upon, assessment and feedback, which is an important piece. uh, you use Microsoft Forms. Do you use Power BI? Oh, it is an important tool. It analyzes your assessments. Now that you've had class 12 results and you would want to see, trends over years in your school and what you do manually, you could actually use Power BI to do that. There is Power Automate, another tool that could actually help you, populating or automating so much of your work. You can track your students progress over time so that while in grades 11 and 12 they are taking their subject decisions, you have these important insights or AI driven reports that can actually help. So your schools are in a pivotal moment where critical thinking and metacognitive skills are more important than ever, as a new technology develops. So as we continue to believe that AI will transform, AI education reports do confirm that not only can we look at these insights to boost, our proficiency, sorry, our productivity or efficiency. What we can also do is take a look at the important insights that we gain about these educational experiences that we lend to our students and transform learning using that. A completely holistic view is offered on the home page. There is class page that is available, or the classwork that is available. Assignments give you a complete view. Now, if you look at this homepage, this is giving me a complete view of what my class could look like, right? So while you look at all of this, I know you've heard about so many tools and you want to learn more. Well, there is Microsoft Learn. Please continue learning on Microsoft Learn. Get your certifications. It's extremely important, and I can't emphasize enough on these things. I'm going to close this entire conversation by bringing you back to this. M365 for Education is actually a very comprehensive solution. It's a platform that can offer you so much. When you start rethinking, or when you're going into summer vacations now, or if you've just come back, it's a great time for you to sit down to reimagine education. I'm happy to share the link to the blog on Reimagine Education, and I would urge you to revisit it and see how you can prepare yourself better for future. You can actually build in Microsoft Copilot into every thread of your conversations and more. And talking about Copilot, here's the glimpse, and I invite each and every one of you here to please be a part of these, learning opportunities. Um, Everyone is most welcome to join us. We would love to have as many people as possible join us in these, important conversations that we're going to have in June. Please do register for it. And yes, there is a cost attached to it. Some of you have registered and later you've realized, but I think sometimes it is just important to have certain sessions, even if you have to pay a minimal cost for it, and it's absolutely minimal what we are looking at. So please take a look at it, and I'm requesting Dvita to post a link in the chat window to for people to register. And I'm going to pause here. If you have any thoughts, if you have anything that you would want us to talk about, I'm more than happy to talk about that. But I would urge you to give this, uh, you know, this summer summit um, a serious thought, because I think it's just important sometimes to pause to learn the right way. So here you go. I've given you the link to register. And yes, good question, Biswajit sir. You said, could you please guide how to use critical thinking through Microsoft? So I posted the link to the page where you will find the projects which can help enable bring in critical thinking skills into your teaching learning processes. Please go ahead and explore those, and do let us know if you have any requirements of going deeper into any of these topics. We would love to have a conversation with you. You can go ahead and fix up a time, and we'll be able to help you. So in our chat window, I'm dropping two links. Okay. I'm giving you Summer Summit brochure, which you can get over here. And I'm also giving you a direct link to register for this summer summit so that you're able to join us. Summer Summit registration. And if you feel that you still didn't know that Summer Summit is happening, you haven't really followed us on Instagram. So please go ahead and follow us. And, you will get every information, even the recorded session of the any of those sessions that we host, even the one that we are hosting today will be available on our Instagram page. Please go ahead and follow us there. We are very thankful. We are 786 of us there now. So here you go. And please don't ask me for a certificate. I did not do anything for a certificate today. So we will not be able to share any certificate today. However, you can scan this QR code here if you would like to follow us. And I'm going to show you where the recording, which you have asked for, recording of the last session is. I will just take you to Instagram to show you. And also, I'm going to drop this QR code into our chat window so that you can take it from there. So uh, feel free to share it with whoever you would like to. This is a community where micro learning happens almost every day. Oh, by the way, we are starting a new series, which is for Hindi teachers. Hindi teachers, I'm sure every school has Hindi teachers. So if you would like your Hindi teachers to benefit from it, go ahead and share this Instagram page. We are starting our series of teaching reading progress in Hindi, many teachers have asked us. Therefore, we are starting this series, I think tomorrow or day after. I can assure you this is going to start like real soon. So before you leave, the last thing before you leave, I just want to show you over here that here's the Instagram page. I'm going to take you to our profile page, right? Now, over here, you will see that we have posted the session recordings and they are very clearly marked. For example, here's the session recording for the Gen AI enhancing reading. We hosted this session on, I think, 12th or 13th of May, and you can view the recording here. It will take you to the recording. All right. And please feel free to follow us here. It's a simple way to learn. We also keep posting multiple videos about many tools that AI tools that we use. And of course there are beautiful moments and there are testimonials as well. Go hear them out, have fun. And once again, thank you so very much for joining us here. Absolutely enjoyed and loved meeting you here. I simply hope that you have an amazing day ahead, and we are here to answer any questions that you might have. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening ahead.